dear pan and kofo with the yell. A dear no more no here. A dear ain't sa position back up a pair ranimate. What did they dear pan of the mount no me? A dear pan of the sow, a dear draw pan of the year wa from the day I would you to say, Obe Bawumia ranimate only normal beam. A dear pa or you pan to me compaibo. Samira a dropping of the year no. Ye hear answers.
All right, I was here. Says I'm no said here, Babia Aya Napo Ewobiano. When you score from Kevin Ekobedu Taylor, na Kevin Taylor, Ebisa in Sembi, Ninsamo Obisa Nina, Efa, Napo in Samoa, Wabekan recent year, Ewa GH, 1 TV, so what you say. Napo Chilimwa, a back Ghana, education system na just young Colano Muko school no, double track no or more kono. Or say, on dear, from 2020 NHS double track system na Ghana for a comprehensive kwala 84 no or say 2020 and a double track near then a free ho into one mo 2021 here obi an double track system ni bi I was in some way Kevin Taylor say or one sebi e de ma eye napo so aba be cancer in same way na send the otumi say napo no bibi enkoye e woni mu bibi enkoye ntin some obeka bia no out of coverage area. I was young. Kevin Ababedi in common message or subscribe. Now I say, well, like it. Gentle Napo in some of Kanya Abusia. Kevin Taylor, a bonnet
of free SHS students never went to double track. They were admitted as a single track.
Okay.
The second batch was the one that was admitted in as double track. And because of the double track calendar, the schools were even less congested than the single track calendar.
Okay.
Because it was that population that was halved. So the schools that had 3 streams of 1,000 each, right? When we increased, because of the numbers that came in, to 1,500 from the first year, that 1,500 was split. The subsequent, the earlier years that were in single track, 1,000, were also split to do the double track. So at any time T, the school's carrying capacity was less than even I came to inherit. So it's not true. And if you remember, one of the defining things about the double track was the gold and the green. I think I spoke about it here, the gold track and the green track. And I can say that since 2021, there has been no gold track and green track. The evidence is also there. So when people make the mistake of attributing congestions to double track, that happened subsequently. Double track was stopped, ended in 2020. Double track ended in 2020. And I keep saying that. Let anybody give me evidence that it's not true. Double track was gold track and green track. In 2020, I was the minister that went to cabinet with a cabinet paper that we've built enough structures to contain, to take over the double track. And from 2021, we're not going to do double track. I have cabinet approvals. What happened subsequently was something called a transitional calendar.
Okay.
That unfortunately may have caused problems down the line. But it was not in the double track era. Again, when you talk about achievements in school, while you take your child to school, it's about the scores, the character that was built, the discipline, and the academic achievements. And I can tell you the double track and the single track that started have had the best WASSCE results for decades. The only WASSCE results that is comparable to what the double track achieved was what I'll call the 4-year President Kufuor cycle.
You see,
Inti abusuya utie napo in someone na or kana. I just say, all no age de mu double track system na ewo ho no. Any single track na ewo ho no. Nanso no munya good grade edma in kwala no. Abusuya enti said the air Don German Mahama eba ye na nkwala na feli bebrebe no, which means double track na ebua pa. Abusuya na sa in some way a chese eye napo ebeka ye no. Kevin Taylor say, or when Sembi ebisa eye MPP for ebia omaye na po bibi into wakasa ensisi so abunya Kevin Taylor in some way etudwa
na a collapse here under NPP no. Majority of the people were forgetting about NAPO. And sometimes now we sound like politicians, you know. ayana ebi mo ho naturally no ayana out of ignorance and I say they just want to speak and be seen foolish because this is NAPO. Now, Okansemyenu. Before I go into the NAPO can and then what is double track? In the first place, what do you mean by double track? Double track is when kids are not able to go to school at the same time, period. When somebody goes to school and is not able to conclude the academic calendar and comes back home for others to also come in and learn. And somebody will say they do what we call the shifting cultivation or interchanging positions in one academic calendar. Then it means they are changing tracks. It means they are not going to school the same time. That means ebimuko school nebi abafie. That is what we call double track. There are two tracks. We mu namha into we mu kono na we mu ba. Into we mu bano na we mu ko. Basic, that is double track. Now the idea of transitional calendar and the double track was gold and green. It has not come anywhere near any reasonable conversation. You telling me double track was gold and green does not take out the fact that kids were not all sitting in school at the same time, reading at the same time, vacating at the same time, and passing at the same time. You see, it does not take that fact away. The fact of the case is, and then I say, first ana enkwara nyina eco school the same date. Na ye nyina tumi ka say enkwara nyina amakwan no. That wasn't happening under Ekufuado and Bawumia. So that is what we call double track. So it is not about the transitional, it is not about the colors, it is about the fact to say, Diana Emagana Phobi Ebu Funi say the kids were not getting enough teacher-student contact. At the end of the day, we could not even follow the academic calendar. At the end of the day, they could not still go through the syllables. At the end of the day, there wasn't enough time for these kids to study. So when you tell me, say, the first batch of free SHS, there was no double track, the fact is simple. There was no double track in the first batch. I'm talking about the first year because you were not proactive to know that when they go to the second year, the number was going to double. If you were proactive and intelligent, you would have known that the numbers were going to double and that the number of classrooms was supposed to also double. The number of dormitories was supposed to double. Inti when Timimpo Unyan who say, Sankofo we in first year, now Moko second year, we are going to have a gap. Then you were not intelligent enough to run the free SHS system. Because you were the same people who told us, say, you were going to build 350 senior high schools. All because you were bringing something called free SHS. Why do you think Nana Danko Ekufuado and Bawumia promised Ghana say they were going to build the 350 senior high schools? It wasn't to bake bread in it. It was supposed to accommodate the number of kids you people were anticipating of enrolling on the senior free senior high school policy. So if you have been able to think about a policy and you have been able to estimate that the numbers were going to go high, why didn't you make provision to accommodate the numbers that were going to balloon? So your explanation shows us that Jimmy, you were not proactive. You were not smart. You did not know what you were doing. From the beginning, it was just a campaign promise. You did not have the intellectual know-how. Because if you had the knowledge about what you were talking about, the first thing you would have done was you would have told the first year or the 2 years of your administration, you would have told Ghanaians that you were going to implement the free SHS after 1 year or 2 years because you want to finish all the E-blocks because you were expecting a lot of kids to enroll on this policy. But you come and meet one bus at home. You buy one car which takes only 2 passengers. A convertible which takes only 2 passengers. Then you and the woman you live with, you tell the woman that you want to have triplets. Meanwhile, you have a convertible that takes only you and your wife, a Ferrari. There's no 3-seat back there. You give birth to one kid. Every time you are driving, mube tu car na akorani si wo yire na so because car no for 2 people. At that moment na akorani sa into the be otumi tra o yire na so. Now you the same person who you there. O person wo miensa ka ho. But you have not made provisions to say Sunday obekwa sorry. Obekwa sin kwara no school anopa. You have not made plans to carry your wife, your kids to school and to church. Into 1 na or car na uchi na air convertible or 2 seats no. Where are you going to put your kids? It means you are not being proactive. You are not intelligent. You did not think through the decisions you were making. You are not a man enough. You are not matured enough to even marry and sit with a woman in a house. Where Jimmy? So the grammar you were saying, and anytime can say sometimes you know, I am a politician, so we dia, I am a pana. I am a Guineana. 2024, you said say we should challenge you. Say double track by 2029 ending. When Educhum took over from you, this is October 2024. Educhum, sorry, 5th November. Let me put this up. This is the person who took over from you. This is 29th October 2024. Canceling double track system will be disastrous. Which double track was Educhum talking about? This is 2024, October. Educhum told us that canceling double track will be disastrous. That was when the NDC were saying that the best thing to do as a nation is to make sure we add the private schools to the senior high schools so that the double track, we will not have overflow. The kids can be spread across the nation. Even though we don't have adequate schools, they will be coming to complete all the free SHS schools that you people left. So they were still going to cancel double track. Your substantive minister then, who is Educhum, told us that canceling it, when somebody says canceling, it means that thing is still in progress. That thing is still in existence. He was acknowledging that in 2024 October, they were still running double track in Ghana. Napo, in November 2024, the same year, what did Educhum say? Educhum Kachere say, this is 5th November 2024. Double track key to free senior high school access. Don't abolish it. He said it in October and he said it in November. Napo edie pa na omode ye o. Napo enko finding out what exactly happened. Napo, can't your wife decide so obekon pa body the fu akoto ho ako because something isn't right. You are still off. You are still off track. Be being right. And it pities me because you see, you are trying to sound intelligent, but anytime you speak, when people take their time to listen to you, they get to know you are depreciating more and more in wisdom. In 2024, October, November, your substantive education minister was telling Ghanaians that cancelling, meaning if we take that action, meaning that thing we were talking about, which is double track, still existed in October and in November 2024. So the 2020 was saying, even after 4 years, double track was still in existence at the NPP. De bia kasa hunu inkwasi akeka na po edien pa na mo de ye o Bawumia de na mo de aye na po Samira no pedro pa edien na mo de aye na po Samira edie na mo de boy mo de na kwhyen edie na Samira de pedro pa edien na mo de aye na po no. Now yanko yenim Napo esa ka asem foforo efa alawa. Napo say payment of allowances to trainees, that's teachers and nurses, must end at a certain point. Mumi yanko tie Napo alawa. Wait, I won't do that. Napo say Eye alawana yetua nurse for the teacher for no. And then Napo betena catcher say, I was say ye chum. Hey. Or say it must end at a certain point, meaning it has to be cancelled. This is Napo. This is the guy who was the running mate of Abozege. Then you ask yourself, sometimes when he's about to speak, does he reflect on the things that happened when the MPP, they were in power? Does he even take his time? Anytime people say, this is Napo before election 2024, campaigning and telling Ghana for say, alawano NDC for bar obubechum. Eno na Napo any MPP the year campaign. Or can say omudie, they are going to keep alawa forever. Na NDC for mumba obubechum. And the catcher say, I will say chala wom.
Who will vote for me? Who will vote for me? So one party came here, got around the whole country, and told every nursing and training college, teacher training college that opa to mommy, opa men to mommy. Instead look at you say, you can see a people vote. We are the Ablakwa, Okuja to Ablakwa. So now is the time for even tertiary students to pay utility bills. Until Uche Kanya, no change you. No chair baby, I don't know. No attention, David training college. Our argument at that time was that we will maintain the training allowances. We will not let any tertiary student pay utility bills. And yet still, we will quadruple the number in the tertiary institution.
And what Chen was also a candidate to say, Echinijia ni hu, say, Achira for ni anese for, and Kwanda was sick and no yet training allowances no. Abuwa nipa bebre titiri womo eya mobrofo adi suafo no said e beye omo nso ebetimi edi akọ school na ni so adi hu na kuta womo no nso no etimi abamu.
From 2014 to 2016, I, as the Minister of Education, came and paid that money from my budget. It's not a joke for you to think that my vote is your vote is somebody's life. What did I say? Your vote is somebody's life. And your vote is somebody's future. All the parties are not the same. Somebody's investment is what has made your future better than before. Because I can tell you, there are many people outside there.
This is what they did 2024 election. This is the same man who Okojina nursing training for him, teacher for him say, hey, yene MPP, alawa, yenchemu da. Satana John Mahamudu say, we have to substitute that so that we can build more schools, we can build more hospitals. Yaman Korani Koji loan. And then a influence no stress free, no free whatever. And then Korano Eco tertiary institutions first year omuntia fees no. That is what influenced it. Because John Mahamudu say allow year substitute. Na first year no and Korano university no omuntia fees. Now almost started to year loan no from second year. That gap no. It will help Nkorano, to help the parents, and it will help the government. The same time, John Mahama is selling this message to Ghanaians. No, Napo Jiran Nkorano ni mukachrom say yeni MPP for yen chala wamuda. And in less than a year, or the TV so catch Ghana for say, Winnie BB, I was all one ye chum at the point. This anytime because a dear Krabana modia butu napotiso. A green and I say a blue. Monche, Samira, Monche, baby, I'm going to put share. Because something isn't right. Something is off. The way Bawumia is off, the same way Napo is off. It looks like the more Bawumia goes off, the more the Napo goes off. Me I should say a drone na mukoye no mo de Bawumia ne Napo tri bomu e na mo chichire. Because their level of reasoning is the same. They say things and just forget about it. It's either they don't respect the people listening to them, or somehow, maybe they are insane and we don't know. So I'm asking, NAPO and the catcher say omo MPP for say omo betwa alawa mu. NAPO still wants to be the running mate of Bawumia.